Hey, what's up everyone? Travis here. Just wanted to go over the Paycheck Protection Flexibility Act, which was signed into law by President Trump on Friday, June 5th. This brought about 5 big changes to the Paycheck Protection Program. The first big change was that it changed the spending period from 8 to 24 weeks. Many businesses complained that they weren't able to be open either fully or partially at the beginning of the spending period, and so they were worried they weren't going to be able to fully use the funds. Everyone agreed that to change that to 24 weeks. So that really helps businesses such as restaurants, dental and medical offices, and many other businesses that were just allowed to open back up. The necessary payroll spending also decreased from 75% to 60%. This was big because a lot of restaurant chains and other businesses complained that their rent was really high and they wanted to be able to use more of these PPP funds on things like rent and other utilities, things like that. So they dropped the necessary payroll spending from 75% to 60% if you want to achieve full forgiveness. However, there is one big change. So previously, if you spent at least 75% or if you didn't spend at least 75% of the funds on payroll costs, you could still get some forgiveness. Now they changed it that if you don't spend at least 60% of the funds on payroll, you get zero forgiveness. I expect this to still be up for debate, but as it is currently written, if 60% of the PPP funds are not spent on payroll costs, there will be zero forgiveness. Previously, FTE levels had to be brought back to pre-February 29th levels by June 30th if you didn't want to be hit with a forgiveness penalty due to not having your FTE levels where they were. That has now been changed to December 31st. And so really no one should get hit with FTE penalties. The loan period for funds that were not forgiven was previously 2 years. That has now been increased to 5 years. And also, lastly but not least, one big change was if you received PPP funds, you were not allowed to defer your employer payroll taxes. That has now changed. So if you wanted to take advantage of both programs, the PPP funds and deferring your employer payroll taxes, you can now do both. Thanks for listening to the video. If you got any benefit out of this, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll keep pushing out new content about the Paycheck Protection Program.